What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. It's Monday. We get started. We're gonna wait just a few minutes to see how many people jump on here because we didn't schedule it. But this is the topic that we need. Lucky to watch it right now. You
Hey,
will
Rainbow
watch it later.
Queen. Yeah, yeah, this topic is serious. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about it because I actually have a friend and she's going through this. And I've experienced it myself. Hi, cousin. Thank you for
What's up?
joining.
What's up?
What's up? And so this topic might touch home for a few people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And baby, you wanna say what the topic is? Well, y'all
Yeah.
seen the
Oh yeah. I mean, if y'all seen the thumbnail, I hope y'all like my artwork. But but for those of y'all who are new to this channel and we are Twitch Unite, if y'all don't know already, I'm
and
Chris.
I'm Leisha.
What up? We're Twin Flames Unite, and today we're going to be talking about the deadly emotions.
Yes.
These are some things that really cause some hindrance in your life
Mm-hmm.
and people around you, and it's a catalyst for a lot of things that are wrong in this world. So we're gonna jump into quite a few of those emotions and see what we can do to try to help stamp some of this stuff out, get some people
Yeah.
happy. You know what I'm saying?
Shed some light on it, bring some light to these emotions and
Hmm.
see if we can do something about it. Hi, Eva. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, yes,
As you can see, the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the deadly emotions, the
yes.
emotions, the energy in motions within our being, within our spirit, or around us.
Hmm.
And we noticed that it's taken people for a ride.
A big ride,
So the
and this
first one,
and this is not Disneyland. We ain't having fun on these rides.
no, this ain't fun. This is
So
not fun at all.
yeah.
So the first, we're gonna give the explanation of the first ones.
Hmm.
You guys already know because I'm pretty sure you've had it before.
Yeah.
So especially today, see.
Oh yeah.
So it was in our heart.
Hmm.
So we have to, when it's in our heart, we got to let it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And that's we just popped up and we didn't schedule this with some
Right.
emotion, whether it was as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
as a teenager, and even as an adult, which is sad because us as adults, we should know better.
We should.
But it is what it is. And so the first one that we're going to get into is jealousy.
Jealousy.
Jealousy is one of the deadliest emotions that we can ever experience as humans.
Yes.
And when it comes to jealousy, just to really hit home on this, we wanted to break down some things for you when it comes to jealousy. So let's just first look at the word jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
And now, excuse me, I got
We
notes
got
on
we
this
got
one
notes because we want to
because
give it
I.
to y'all straight. We took notes.
So when we talk about jealousy, of course, jealousy arises from the word jealous, just
Right.
being jealous. Okay, and to be jealous means feeling or showing envy of someone or their achievements and advancements in relationships, jobs, things of that nature.
Yes. What's up,
Okay.
Queen Kels? Thank you for joining,
What's
sweetie.
up? What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining in. And also, don't forget, we do got the super chat available now. Just throw that in. It's word because we like to go back to the etymology of
Right.
things.
Origin of the word.
And when you look at the etymology for jealous, it actually ties into another word, which is envy,
Mm.
which we're going to get into in just a second.
Right.
But the word jealous, when you break it down, it actually came from medieval, old medieval language, which back in that time they pronounced it as zealous,
Mm.
which is Z-E-L. Hold on, I spelled Zelosus.
Word when you really want to get the true vibration.
Hmm. Yes, and so in the original term, it meant to be possessive or suspicious.
Mm.
Okay, and so that's where it's all originated from. So when you look into um, when you look at the original word, when it's talking about showing envy and at somebody else's achievements and things of that nature, what is really talking about is that there are things that you and I, because we all gone through it. I've been jealous
Right. Somebody
at
said we
some
don't have a
point.
good connection. Are you guys are you seeing
Hold
like a
on.
lag or anything? If
Let me see.
take
Let
off
me
the,
turn.
let us know if this is better for the connection
Yeah,
as we
because we
just
definitely
turn.
want to make sure we have a good
Yeah,
connection
because
for
this is
everybody.
important. Because
Yeah.
I know a few people that, oh yeah, I'm having a real bad connection. Now we're
No.
talking about something a bit of a lag. Okay.
Gotcha. Well, I just turned off the Wi-Fi because sometimes, I mean, the Wi-Fi is all the
Yeah.
way in the front of the house and we're in
Yeah.
the back of the house. So I just turned the Wi-Fi off because I almost forgot. I usually turn it off, but
Right.
I forgot to turn it off
It
this
should
time. So
get better
hopefully
now
that
because the
helps out.
Wi-Fi is off now.
Yeah. So just to pick up, the word jealous, which means to be envious of somebody else's awesome, somebody else's achievements and things of that nature. That word originated from old medieval or suspicious.
Suspicious.
Now, and when you think about that in today, like a lot of people get jealous because somebody else has what they don't have, which
Right.
is looking at the possession. So that's where a lot of this comes in.
Right.
And it also ties into envy.
Mm-hmm.
And they almost seem the same when you say that somebody is jealous or somebody is envious, but it's really not the same. It's a very thin line,
A
a
very thin
very thin
line.
line between being envious and being jealous.
Exactly.
Okay. So when you're envious of somebody, let's just say, okay, like I want to get a new car, right? It's gonna come soon. We're gonna take pictures of it. We're gonna show y'all. But let's just say I want a new car, and my the cat down the road has the new Camaro out, right? And I'm looking at his like, man, that Camaro is nice. I can't wait to get one of those.
Right.
And so what I'm doing with me being envious is that I'm putting a spotlight on something that I'm lacking in.
Right.
Okay. And looking at this other cat, like, oh, that's awesome. He has his. Now I'm going to get mine.
Right.
Okay. But what happens when you go from being envious to being jealous is that it goes to a point where, okay, this cat down the road got this Camaro. I'm going to find some way to either take it from him or mess it up so he can't use his. And
Exactly.
then I can get mine and look at him crazy.
Exactly. So that's so the envious. It pretty much highlights something inside of you that you need to
Hmm.
work on, right? When you're envy, so it's a little healthy balance right there. Now, when you become jealous, that's when you take envy to the left and you're not coming back right.
No, no, no.
Okay, so that's the big difference between being envious and then being jealous. Now, in these the energy was constantly with the people who were around my twin flame and I. That happens. Get
Hmm.
used to it.
Oh,
Just get used to it.
it comes with the territory.
We
Oh
knew
my
it. It was
gosh.
horrible. Too bad I did not know how to defend and protect us with the crystals. Well, now you know better. You can do better. But when you
Hmm.
in a twin flame union, it's not. It's never gonna be like a. It's no in between. Okay,
No.
they're either gonna accept your love or
Hmm.
they're gonna reject your love. But
Yes.
it all comes from a place of love. Crazy, right? Because
Yeah.
some people they love what they don't have, but
Hmm.
sometimes they'll reject it because they can't get it. So
Yes.
the origin for that is love.
Hmm.
So then in that space, you can forgive them and you can move on knowing that they love what they see.
Hmm.
It's just that because they can't have it, which is the jealousy, it kind of puts them in a disposition within their spirit.
Right.
And that has absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to
Yeah.
do with them, right?
Yeah. And a lot of these negative emotions really don't have anything to do with you.
Right.
Because once again, if you're looking at people that are jealous, they're upset because of some type of lack that they have.
Right,
It has
right.
nothing to do with you, because if they had what you had, you wouldn't be having any problems.
Exactly. And I just want everybody to understand that there are two emotions, right? The energy and emotions that move within our spirits. There are two emotions.
Hmm.
And every other emotion comes from either one of those two. So it's going to either come from fear, right? Or it's going to come from love.
Mm.
So anything that comes from fear is usually low vibrational, and it comes from lack,
Hmm.
embodying the spirit of lack. And that's where jealousy comes from. That's where envy comes from. It's all pertaining to that spirit of lack. You feel like you don't have it within you.
Hmm.
And they talk about the seven deadly sins. I call them the seven deadly emotions
Mm.
because it's energy in motion.
Yep. Go and break it down for
and
them,
and I'm
baby.
gonna tell you because I got my little notes here too. So
Yep.
and see how everything ties into it. So when you see the jealousy and when you see the envy, then
Hmm.
you can recognize it and it won't move you. Like if
Right.
someone is jealous of you, you can already call it out and see what it is, and then you can smile and you can keep it moving instead of letting that energy transfer onto you because it's energy, it's transferable.
Hmm.
You can just see it and then you just keep it stepping
Yep.
because you already know where it's coming from. So we have lust, right? Lust. People would
Hmm.
lust for things they don't have. Again, it's
Yes.
coming from a place of lack. And
Whether it
then
be a
you have,
person or a thing.
exactly. And then you have gluttony, right? Gluttony. Let's say you have a plate of food and you just keep eating and you keep eating and you keep eating, even though you're full.
Mm.
But gluttony will make you keep wanting more and more. Again, it's coming from a place of lack,
Yes.
embodying that spirit of lack. Greed,
Hmm.
coming from a place of lack again, right? Fear. And then you have laziness, which
Yes.
laziness,
Like you could have a great relationship, but if you don't put in the work, you're not gonna have a great relationship,
right?
i.e., laziness.
Right. You're lazy. And then you're looking at somebody who's definitely put in the work. And then what? Jealousy, right?
Mm.
Lack, fear. This is where it all comes from. Then you have wrath because
Why
you
you mad?
you don't want to put in the work. So now you're
Yeah.
mad. Or this might be what you're experiencing from someone else.
Yep.
They're looking at you, you're doing good, they're mad at you because you're taking the time to put in the work. Again, lack, that embodying that spirit of lack.
Yes.
And then, you have the envy. Looking at something with green, they call it the green eyes, looking at something with green eyes that you don't have that you wish you had.
Hmm.
Again, a place of lack.
Hmm.
And then you have the pride.
Oh, the
The
pride.
pride.
Pride always comes before the fall.
That's what they say, right? So sometimes, take for example, right? You can have, let's say you always have in your mind that you're up and up. Maybe you think that you're one up from someone. I don't know. This people, everybody's different.
Yeah.
And then one day the person comes around and they're doing really good, and in your mind you're thinking they're doing better than you, but you don't want to ask them, what did you do to get here?
Hmm.
Because that's that pride
Mm.
that's standing in the way. And again, fear, lack. You see how it all ties in?
Right.
And everything, all those emotions, those deadly emotions, those low vibrational emotions stems from fear
Yes.
and then lack.
Yes.
And you see, it's like a domino effect.
Hmm.
But if you coming from a place of high vibrations, right? And you understand that you're living in an infinite universe with infinite possibilities, and you
Hmm.
understand that you can use the four elements, you can go to your ancestors, you can go to the universe, God, however you want to call it,
Right.
and you can go ahead and manifest whatever it is that you desire, then you won't be coming from a place of lack.
Hmm.
And if you're not coming from a place of lack, then you're not vibrating on that low frequency. So if it does come around your area where you're at, then you already know what it is. And so it's not going to move you.
Mm.
What's our people saying, baby?
Oh, I was just noticing this one question that Stacy had,
Mm-hmm.
where she asked, "Do you guys experience jealousy in regards to your twin flame?" I feel that within the relationship with my twin, jealousy doesn't exist between us, which is a beautiful thing, and
Oh,
and
between
that's
us?
Now, yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering. That's why I was reading the
Oh,
question.
between nah,
Yeah, because the jealousy between us, no, not really. I
nah.
mean, it's just like with your twin, and that's the beautiful thing when you actually come in contact with your twin.
Right.
There's no reason for jealousy because you
None.
understand that you all
Your
are
twin is
your
you.
twin is you. So what your
So
twin got, you got, and
right.
vice
So
versa.
that's like looking in the
Yeah,
mirror and being jealous of yourself.
mm.
So
That would be
no need for
crazy,
jealousy.
right?
It's just
But
love.
yeah,
Yeah, it's love.
yes.
And when you come in from a place of love,
Mm-hmm.
then that births compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Love births forgiveness.
Yes.
Things that are of high vibration. It has to match. Has to be a vibrational match.
Right.
Baby, you had a really good example with the
Oh,
phone. That really hit home.
yeah.
Like it made so
That
much
was
sense.
doesn't work out, and they can't figure out exactly why. And when you start on this spiritual journey, you start waking up. You see things in a different perspective.
Yeah.
For example, recently my baby recently upgraded to an iPhone X. Right. Team Android still all the way. We recording on an Android, but anyway.
Whatever.
But so she upgraded from an iPhone 8 Plus to an iPhone 10.
Right.
And like she was so concerned that she didn't want to lose her photos and she didn't want to lose her messages and things like that. It's like, okay, no worry. We'll just transfer your information from your iPhone 8 over
Right.
to your iPhone 10. Now here's the thing with the
Pay
iPhone,
attention. Pay
for
attention.
those who have iPhones, y'all probably have experienced this.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was I attempted to, I went ahead and I backed up the information from the old phone so I could put it onto the new phone. But when it came time to sync the information from the old phone over to the new phone, it said that it couldn't sync because the software was not updated, so it wasn't compatible. So, in
Mm.
order for you to be in sync with anybody or anything, y'all have to be on the same level, on the
Mm.
same software, on
Mm.
the same program in
Mm.
order for it to sync. If it's not syncing, then
It
it's
won't work.
it won't work.
And then you won't have that connection. The
Right.
connection is not going to be there
Yeah,
because it's,
Team Android, that's what I'm talking about.
man, iPhone. iPhone all day, every day in these streets.
Oh boy.
But yeah, you have to have that connection, and that's what's missing a lot of the times. It's the connection
Hmm.
because the two individuals are vibrating on different frequencies, so they're not a match.
Right.
They're not in sync, and you can't be in sync unless you're on a match because it's
Yeah.
like you're going to be reading from two different books. You're operating off of maybe Windows 7 and somebody else is operating off of Windows 10. So it's not a sync. So
No.
that's where the whole confusion comes in and the misunderstanding comes in.
Right. Right. Yep.
And
So you got it.
that just made so much sense. Like when he said it, I was like, "Ooh," because we get these all the time.
Yeah.
We get
Yeah.
these
These downloads just
downloads all the time. She said I
that's it.
got all my pictures in sync with my phone back in October. I know that's real.
Oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, so these and it's so funny with all of these deadly sins, and for
Hmm.
those of y'all who are woke, you know that
It's
sins
really no sin, but
is
that's
really
what I
no
call
sin.
them
But yeah,
emotions.
but there are emotions that really hinder you
Hmm.
from becoming your greatest version, and we want to help all of y'all become your
Yeah,
greatest version.
yeah.
And when you look into these different emotions, it's it's funny that they all go to one source
Hmm.
because either you're having this emotion in love or you're having it in hate
Well, fear.
or fear.
It's really
Right.
love and hate is really one and the same
Yeah.
coin when you
Yeah.
really
Yep.
think
Yep.
about it because you hate something. Why hate it?
Hmm.
Love and hate is really one and the same thing. It's fear. People are afraid, and fear is what births all those low vibrational emotions, energy and motion.
Hold on. We got T just said something. Yeah. Yeah, Teresa, I just gave you a nickname. I'm calling you T now. Let's see. Once you figure out ways to tell your child, teenager, to love unconditionally, no matter how jealous they receive from relationships, from a friend or a boyfriend, I believe this is a challenge.
Yeah, yeah. Teenagers.
Oh boy.
Teenagers live in their own world. When I
Mm-hmm.
tell you this, please believe me. They have their own universe that they
Yes.
live in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they don't see anything outside of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's their world, and they live in
Yes.
it, and you might just be a little speck in the dust in
Mm-hmm.
teenagers' world.
You might be an extra,
You might just be an extra in their
and
world.
you the one that brought them into the movie.
Yeah, she said you might as well just talk to a wall. Yes,
Yes.
it's kind of hard to get past them because,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like being a parent and having a kid,
Yes.
they're gonna look at you as you're old, and so you don't understand what they're going through
Mm-mm.
because you're not on their level because teenagers think that they're really smarter than their parents.
Yes.
So they're in a whole nother world, and it's kind of like you have to break things down to them on their level of understanding so that
Right.
they can receive certain information.
Right. Right. Yeah. And so just to kind of double back to the topic at hand. Well, I mean, we're still on topic,
Mm-hmm.
but when you look at all these different emotions, is either on a low vibration or
Mm-hmm.
it's on a high vibration.
Right.
Okay. And when you really break it down, they all go back to one source.
Right.
And once you can, and see, that's the difficult part because whenever we go through these emotions, we can really get caught up in everything that's going on
Mm-hmm.
and just miss what's going on.
Right.
So the challenge is to be able to get back to a point of getting back to center, getting back to 0 point,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can hijack our minds to
Right.
think rationally and say, hey, what's really going on here? These emotions that I'm feeling, one, are they mine,
Right.
and are they valid? And then if
Exactly.
they're valid, you find out what's the source of it, and that way you can figure out what that source is, how to
Right.
deal with it, and then you can move on through your life.
Right.
Because with these emotions of jealousy, if you're experiencing jealousy or if you're being jealous of someone else,
Mm-hmm.
these are things to really look for to figure out why this person is feeling this way towards you or
Mm-hmm.
why you're feeling that way towards somebody else.
Exactly. And either way, it's going to empower you.
Yes.
Either way you look at it, it's going to empower you.
Hmm.
Because if you're experiencing like somebody is being jealous of you,
Hmm.
then that's just going to put you at a place to understand that they're projecting their emotions onto you.
Hmm.
So then that will put you in an understanding that, okay, so they're going through a feeling of lack or they're going through something they're afraid of. So then that will give you the better understanding to see where they're coming from. Because when you get angry or when you let that emotion of that jealousy or envy, when you let it move you, it's kind of like you're biting the bait, you're feeding into it, right? So you can empower yourself now by looking at the emotion
Mm.
for what it is, having that understanding of what it is, and
Right.
then that will allow you to move forward.
Mm.
Now, if it's the other way around and you're finding yourself feeling envious or whatever, jealous of someone else, you
Hmm.
also can grow, and because that's called shadow work. A
Yes.
lot of times people say, "Well, what is shadow work?" That will be considered shadow work.
Yep.
You using that, you turning that negative into a positive, something, be an alchemist, something that will help you to grow into the greatest version of yourself.
Yes.
So either way you look at the cookie, either way you cut the cookie, you can choose to be that alchemist and use that situation for your growth.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So that's the beauty about that.
Now, I was just noticing this comment from
Rainbow
Rainbow for,
W.
yeah, for W. When it comes to these emotions, now this is a part of the journey of the whole twin flame journey. Okay. Once you get in contact with your twin, there's going to be a host of emotions that's going to hit you like a flood. Okay. Now, the challenge is deciphering where those emotions are coming from,
Mm-hmm.
if they're coming from you or if they're coming from someone else. Now, depending on the emotion, you have the choice to decide whether you will act on that emotion or not. Or actually, even better, you have the choice to receive that emotion or not.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a part of letting go. That's one form of letting go. That's one of the biggest lessons that so many people are trying to learn on this journey.
Yeah.
And like I said, it can be challenging. It is not an easy thing to go through. And we definitely send you much love and light. Just take that, take that,
Lots
take
of it.
that.
Lots of it.
But with with the meditation, with the self reflection, with doing the shadow work,
Hmm.
having emotions coming at you in a wave or the tsunami
Hmm.
uh, coming at you, it can make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely, I would recommend going through looking at some of our previous videos about removing blockages,
Oh, yeah.
about connecting to your higher self. That's going to be some of the things that really help out in getting through these
Oh,
emotional storms.
okay. So Rainbow said we split up and came back together 4 times now in 5 months.
Four
So
times in 5 months.
yeah, that's growth.
Hmm.
So each time you guys split up, you might experience a certain level of growth.
Yes.
Because when you split up, when you separated, you have that time to, to look back and to reflect and to allow that
Hmm.
time for growth,
Yes.
so that you can use those time to grow. Um, Dig deep within yourself, dive deep within yourself, do a lot of
Right.
meditation. See, we have each time. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Now here's the thing, which is something that we've preached about from the beginning. In in order for, well, excuse me, let me back up to something that we originally said. When it comes to twin flames, it's not just one soul that split off into two souls. It was two before twin flames can actually, true twin flames can really come back into union. They
Hmm.
first have to become whole
Within
individuals
themselves.
within themselves before they can actually get into a relationship with anybody else, whether it's their
Hmm.
twin flame or their soulmate, whoever it may be. And this is something that Alicia and I were talking about before. When it comes to giving love to someone, you can't give somebody what you don't have.
Right, right,
Okay?
right,
So it's really important to become whole and complete in yourself, to love yourself unconditionally.
right,
Because once you get to the point where you love yourself unconditionally, when you get with your twin flame, that relationship can be a lot more harmonious because once
right,
again your twin is you. You
right,
love yourself unconditionally, you love your twin unconditionally. All of the crazy stuff, all of the awesome stuff, it doesn't matter.
right.
You're gonna hold on to your twin flame and we're gonna ride through this rocky rave.
You gonna have the bumps.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have the bumps. You looking like Jim
bump.
Carrey just driving around. Look, we still good. We going,
Yeah,
baby. you
it don't
know.
matter
So
because you
it's
already accepted
yeah.
yourself, lower aspects, higher aspects, and also taking the time to balance out the divine
Hmm.
masculine and the divine feminine within
Yes.
each person.
Hmm.
And once you've balanced those divine feminine and divine masculine, you've taken care of your shadow work,
Hmm.
and you've already accepted it, you're fine, because now when you see it reflecting within your twin, it doesn't bother you because you already accepted it within yourself. Now,
Right.
if you haven't accepted something, an aspect of yourself, and you seeing it in your twin, you're gonna run
Hmm.
because you haven't accepted it within you. But once you've accepted it within you and it shows up in your face, you're going to be like, come here, baby. Oh, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah. So we really wanted to make this video because we are light workers. We're all light workers. Y'all are light workers. We're light workers. And what it means to be a light worker is to go into the darkness and shine light. And we're shining light on these emotions that are
Hmm.
hindering us from becoming the greatest versions of ourselves.
Right.
And so,
And Rosalind said,
mhm,
could seeing 1111 a lot mean you could be meeting your twin flame soon? It could be an indication because I know
mhm,
before when I when is it, January of this year,
Mm-hmm.
when I was driving back from New York on New Year's Day,
Mm.
and I saw 333
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, and I did not understand what was going on.
Right.
I felt like I was going crazy. And the drive from
Yeah.
New York to Alabama is 15 hours, mind you.
Mm.
And I saw 333 everywhere on the dashboard, the miles, the exits, the time. And it got to a point I was
Yeah.
like, well, hold on now, wait a minute. So I asked my son, I was like, yeah, are you noticing like a lot of threes
Mm.
or am I tripping? Because I'm driving, so I'm thinking maybe I'm hallucinating. He's like, and he's a teenager, so he doesn't even care about all these number stuff.
No.
But he said, Mom, this is a little more than usual.
Right.
So,
Right.
and then met Chris like a few days after, and
Yep.
guess what his number is?
Yeah, I got 333 all through my natal charts.
And then his birthday
Is in
is
March
in March, the third
3rd.
month. So he's 333. So it could be. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these numbers are indication. Like
Yes.
I remember I saw 9/11 every day for about what 3 months.
Right.
I tried to run from the 9/11, and it just when I would miss it, and I would be like, yes, I didn't see it today. Somehow my friend would be like, Alicia, look, 9/11. It's like,
Yeah.
so these numbers are indication. Pay attention to what you're thinking at the time, what you're seeing at the
Mm-hmm.
time when you're seeing these numbers, because it's the way, it's like a guide,
It's asking you to pay attention
right? So
to
pay
what's
close
going on.
attention to what's going
Yes.
on in that particular time when you're seeing those numbers, the angel numbers.
Right. And for those we seen that there are a lot of similar questions as far as, is this person I'm with my twin? What are
Hmm.
these numbers that I'm seeing? Why am I feeling all of these emotions?
Yeah.
This coming Wednesday, we will be doing another live right around this time,
Right.
and we're going to dive into some of the most common questions that people are asking on this twin flame journey,
Hmm.
because we see it a lot in the comments, we see it a lot in Facebook groups and stuff
Right.
like that. So we wanted to jump in and like answer these questions that people
Right.
just keep asking. So hopefully, enough people who need to see it
They could
will
see it.
will see it, and they'll be able to get some answers that they're
Hmm.
looking for. So definitely tune in with us on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And make sure, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn on that bell so
Hmm.
that you can know when we do that live. Because we definitely need to
Oh,
dive into that.
look at that. Her birthday is 11/11.
Oh, wow.
That's so nice. I see his birthday. My birthday's 11/11, and
Hmm.
now 12/21.
Yeah.
Wow,
And it was so funny
that's
because,
beautiful.
like, my birthday is March the 2nd, right?
Mm-hmm. 3/2.
And Alicia's birthday is September 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, we had just been seeing the numbers like 32 and 23, like, together.
Yep.
Like, for real.
And 9/23.
923
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to what you're seeing at the time, what
Hmm.
you're thinking about, what you're experiencing. You might be asking yourself a question and then you just see these double numbers. Pay close attention to it.
Hmm.
My birthday is wow, 222. I love it. You guys are
That is
all
awesome.
light workers on here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Now, one thing I wanted to touch base on before we get out of here, because we're talking about all of these negative emotions and stuff, but we just can't end like that, right? So, in saying that, like, once again, we want to put a spotlight on these emotions so that we can find some type of way. There we go, another 23.
Nice. And Rosin says that she sees 9/11 a lot. That's
Oh
not a
yeah,
bad thing.
no, that's an
Nine
awesome thing.
eleven is actually, and I didn't know it at the time because I saw it every day and I got scared because I'm like,
Hmm.
why am I seeing 9/11 every day? It's actually kind of like a call for light workers.
Hmm.
It's kind of like a wake up call. Like when you go to sleep and you set your alarm and it's waking up and you're hitting the snooze button. Now that's what that is. It's like time to wake up out the matrix. Time to get to work.
Yeah.
That's what that means. I wish somebody had told me that. That's what it means. It's like, kind of like a wake up call because we're here in the matrix and we kind of asleep.
Hmm.
So we set our alarms to wake us up at a certain time so that we can get to work. So
Yep.
that's what the 9/11 is. It's just your alarm, just like going to sleep and you set your alarm to go to work
Yeah.
and you wake up and you sometimes you might be tired and you hit that snooze button because you want to get 10 more minutes before you go to work. So that's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So don't be shy, y'all. Give us a little like. Go give us that thumbs
Oh
up
yeah, definitely give us
if we
some
giving
thumbs
y'all
up.
some good info.
We got people jumping all in here, so give us some thumbs up.
Y'all know we love
But
y'all.
but yeah, but one of the things I wanted everybody to keep in mind. Once again, the reason why we're shedding the spotlight on
Yes.
this is so that we can uh, start a domino effect of trying to eliminate this as much as
Yes.
possible. Now, once again, looking at the seven hermetic principles, that must be balance in everything that's done.
Everything.
And recently, it's just so much on the negative side that we need to bring it back to a
Yeah. Gotta
balance.
balance yourself
Okay?
out.
Because everybody who's watching this video, you are amazing. The stars and the planets all had to align in a certain fashion, in a certain pattern. Your mom
Right.
and your dad had to meet at a particular place. Everybody has that privilege, which makes you awesome, which makes you unique.
You're always awesome, and
You
you're going to
know.
always be provided with the things that you need at the time in which you need it. And
Hmm.
just know this within your mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
You're special. You're all special. We are all unique. We all have our
Hmm.
talents. We all have our gifts.
Yes. And you don't have to wait for anybody to provide you with the wants and needs that you want in this life. I mean, I think I may be talking double talking here, but because we can manifest anything in this world that we want.
Yes, I've been doing it all week, guys.
Just, I mean,
Been doing it all week with my crystals.
I
It
mean,
sets you up a
we
grid.
you know, we're not gonna get into it too much, but this whole week we have been well, this whole weekend,
Yeah,
starting from like Wednesday up until today, we have been manifesting all over this place.
all over and
I
through this
mean,
place.
everything that we needed, like we wanted to make sure that the kids were straight for Christmas and things like that. We manifested. We
Just manifest.
got
You
into the
you could
astral
do
res
it.
and made some things happen.
We have the
So
powers within us to do whatever it is, as long as we're not causing any harm to anyone. Do what you want to do, but don't hurt anyone. That's just the only one rule, because you don't want to bring karma onto yourself. Harm no one, but you could
yeah,
pretty much manifest whatever you need.
yeah.
Go into the astral realms, you meditate, you ground yourself. Everything starts in the astrals and it trickles its way down here on the 3D.
And, I was just trying to see what they're saying. You know, I ain't got my glasses on today,
Okay,
y'all. I'm
she said,
sorry.
I feel like the counterfeit twin flame, the false twin flame
Yeah.
is so contradictory even by the people who distribute the information. No offense to you guys or anyone else who shares twin flame info.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of information out
It
there about
is.
twin flames, and that's why we preach so strongly. Do
Mm-hmm.
not take our word as final word.
Yes.
Go out and do your research. That's
Yes.
what Leisha and I did.
Yep. Do your own
Uh,
research and
mhm.
meditate.
Meditate,
We
meditate,
can't stress
meditate.
this enough. Meditate. Because what works for us
Hmm.
might not necessarily work for you.
Right.
Okay. Sometimes the path might be the same, but I'm sorry, the destination might be the same, but the journey is always going to be unique. So go within, do your own meditation, connect with your own essence,
Hmm.
because nobody can tell you who your twin flame is.
Nobody.
And if somebody
Nobody.
come to you and tell you who your twin flame is, oh, that's them a little strange,
Yeah.
because nobody can tell you who you are. That's your job.
Yes.
So
And
you
your twin is
go
you.
go within yourself. Don't externalize your power. I mean, it's always
Hmm.
good to have a little guidance here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Hmm.
when you're looking for definitive answers, the person that can give that to you is you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what Chris and I did. We went within ourselves. And this is
Yes.
something that we always encourage. If you look at every one of our videos, you can see
Yes.
that we always encourage everyone to go within themselves. Trust your intuition. We always advise
Mm-hmm.
everyone to trust their own intuition.
Yes.
If your intuition is telling you to go left, go left.
Right.
It's like your internal GPS and it's there for a reason. Use it.
Yes. 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 Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Love the content 100%.
Thank you so much.
We love
Thank
you.
you.
What's that?
Meta
Yeah,
Hustle. Thank you
meta
so much for
hustle.
watching.
Got
We
to get that
appreciate
hustle
it.
in. Thank you. You have to learn how to detach, which I find hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
detaching is so hard because we live in a 3D world. Because when and that's a challenge for us as well, because we're so much on the spiritual side that we pretty much like don't want to deal with the 3D side. But then
Hmm.
when power company comes and the landlord come and say, hey, you got to pay this rent, we're
Right.
like, we gotta like stay in there. So it's you know what, it's not so much of detaching. You detach from the things that are not serving you.
Right.
Like we
And
can't detach from Alabama Power
right.
because we need lights. You
Right.
know?
But I think the simplest way that I
Yeah,
always break it down is to just understand that you are in this world, right?
but not of it.
But you're not of it. So that's just a way to go about you. We having a human experience, okay? So
Yes.
we need more than this physical right here, because we have
Way more than the
the
shell.
seven supple bodies, which we'll
Yes.
do another video, go into the seven supple
Yeah, we're gonna
bodies
do that Friday.
on
We're gonna do
Friday.
that
Maybe we
Friday.
might do that. Once you study the seven supple bodies, you'll start to understand that this avatar that we're in, it's kind of like our car. It's taking us where we got to go, but it's not our
Yes.
essence. It's not who we are. And
Mm-hmm.
the more that you meditate, the more you're going to start understanding and overstanding and understanding
Mm-hmm.
that this world is not what it appears to be.
No.
It's so much more.
Yes.
Once you start going into meditation, like since I started meditating, I have raised my consciousness like literally out of this world.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is a beautiful experience when you're able to open up your third eye, activate your life force energy, which they call it kundalini, chi energy, whatever you choose to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful feeling because now your internal GPS, which is your intuition, is on point.
Yes.
When I tell you on point to the point where you're gonna be speaking of someone and they're gonna be calling your phone.
Right.
It's gonna be to the point that, like, I was looking at what's the name, Aura, her channel,
Yeah.
and I was just telling Chris how I enjoyed the video and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And right when I was telling him about the video, she actually liked my comment. Today,
Yes.
I was talking about my son, going. You
Yeah.
can feel when somebody is about to come through the door.
Right.
You know.
And it's all being connected to source,
Hmm.
and source can be whatever name you want to put on it, but it's
God,
all the same.
universe, whatever you want to call it, it's the
Yes,
same
it's the
thing.
same thing, and it dwells within all of us.
Right.
It doesn't dwell in just one person. It dwells in everybody. Everybody has access to the information.
Right. And Rosalind, that's you go ahead and take your time, sweetie.
Yeah.
Because it's no rush. Take
Oh
your
yeah.
time. I had to go through I had to do heart chakra clearing myself, and usually
Hmm.
what blocks the heart is unforgiveness. That's one of the biggest things to block the heart.
Yes.
Is unforgiveness, guilt, and holding on to stuff, because all of that get built it builds up right here in the heart chakra.
Hmm.
So just take your time. You do it one day at a time.
Yes.
And eventually it's going to start clearing out. You might cry a little bit because on 11/11, when I did my meditation at 11:11 a.m., my heart chakra literally felt like it just like went pop.
Yes.
And then it's just I explained it what happened, but it was beautiful, and I
Hmm.
was actually able to connect with people within my life. Like I felt like I was
Mm.
connected to everyone, and I was able to feel the people around me like at their lowest points, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And because I was able to feel them at their lowest points, it just opened up my heart to forgive.
Mm.
And I was able to extend compassion. And then in the middle of the meditation, I was crying.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a, you know how they say you cry and that's how you cleanse your soul. So I was kind of crying, and after that day on 11/11 at 11:11 a.m., I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
the way that I see things, the way that I see people,
Yeah.
my perception has altered quite a bit.
A lot.
It's altered. Like I really have a lot of compassion. I have. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I could see the two sides and stuff like that. Like I could see
Yes.
his side. I can even see my own side. I could correct
Right.
myself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I can let myself know, Leisha. Okay, that ain't right there. You need to do better.
Need to pump your
You
brakes.
need to pump your brakes. Hold on, Leisha. Like, you know, I
Yeah.
can actually see and I can correct myself, which is good. Whereas before, you know, you try, the ego comes in, it comes rushing in like, I'm always right. So now I'm able to stop
Mm-hmm.
myself and be like, wait a minute now, no, you was dead wrong. You know you was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And just real quick, as far as the meditation,
Mm-hmm.
I did notice there was a courses on meditating that did remind me that on December the 21st, we will
Oh
be
yeah, the group meditation.
we will be doing a group meditation on December the 21st. We're still ironing out exactly how we're going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but we will be doing it. So we definitely, once again, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe,
Right, go ahead and
hit the bell
subscribe.
so that you can know when we do schedule that meditation,
Right,
that group meditation to really help uplift, vibrate,
right.
take our lives to a whole nother
A
level
whole
because
nother level.
2019 is going to be lit. It's going to
It's
be
gonna be lit.
litty up in this piece.
Silly Liddy. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
another thing that we're trying to work on, guys, because you know Chris does production and stuff like that. We actually want to go ahead and actually put like a meditation
Oh, there
music,
we go.
like a four. What is it? The 4-3-2 or the
432 or
4-3-2-5?
582.
Yeah, 5-5. Yeah, on. So you guys can click it and you can use it to meditate.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm
So
working on
we're
doing
gonna
that.
try to put that on the channel, so you know, some good clean music so you can meditate to.
Yes.
And
So definitely be on the lookout for that
yeah.
because it will be coming soon because I'm in the process right now of putting together some unique music so that people can actually meditate to it, really help take you to a whole nother level.
Oh wow, look what she
What's
just
that?
said. She said, as soon as you finished about the chakras, I looked at the clock and it said 11:44. Something is telling me I was meant to hear that. See?
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect example of how you use the times. You pay
Yeah.
attention to what's going on in a particular time when you look at the clock, and there you go.
Yeah. That's it.
Mine is on
Always on.
always. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So
guys are
that's good
awesome.
stuff.
We
Yeah.
love y'all.
So yeah. So we hope that this information has been helpful for y'all. Hopefully when you see jealousy or if you see any of this envious,
Right.
any of these low vibrational emotions coming your way, you can take a step back and see, hey, uh, this for one, it's not about me.
Night, night,
Okay.
Eva.
It's not about me. That's the first thing that you can do because any type of emotions that's coming towards you is not from you and it's not
Right.
about you. It's somebody reflecting. You can step back and reflect to see where this emotion is coming from,
Exactly.
whether it's actually your emotion, if it's somebody else's, and then you can really dive into it and get to uh, some resolutions,
Yes.
and really go on to be the greatest and best version that you have ever been in your entire existence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you may have been. Well, that's a whole nother video, past lives, because there's no tell. You were probably a king and queen in a whole nother lifetime. So I'm
In
not gonna say that,
Egypt.
but we're gonna say that with through going through these awareness, this new awareness that you all have now,
Yes.
because just us talking about this has raised your awareness.
Right.
So now with your new awareness, you can go through and become even better than you are at this very second.
Exactly. Just
Hmm.
recognize it when you see it, you call it out, and either way
Hmm.
it goes, whatever side you're on, you can be that alchemist and you can
Hmm.
use that for to develop yourself. If you got to do shadow work, do your shadow work.
Right.
If you just have to recognize something for what it is and not let it move you, don't let it move you because you already know what it is.
Yep.
And Eva said good night. She's probably gone, but night night, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us. Did we
yes.
get all the questions?
I think we got the majority of them. You want to
I
just
got
go?
my thank you, Rosalind. She got her notifications on. That will be amazing. Yep, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
All right.
Okay, I think we did get all the questions. You guys are awesome.
Yep,
Thank you
yep.
so much for
So,
joining us.
yeah, and so Wednesday,
Wednesday,
um,
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
that's going to be that's the 19th, and then so still Friday is the 21st.
Baby,
Yeah,
we don't know the days
yeah.
of the week and
Okay,
stuff.
but anyway, okay. So Wednesday we're going to be doing frequent questions that have been asked about the twin flame journey,
Yes.
and then next one we're going to be doing our group meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely tune in with us.
Join
We
us.
we love
We
y'all.
love y'all
Thank
so
y'all so
much.
much. Peace out.
Peace, guys.